Hello and welcome to another episode of 3MG TV in our artist series. Today we're here with Adam Levin inside his studio. He's a bit of an Iron Man in the Memphis, Tennessee area. How many gigs did you play last year?
362.
362. And today he's going to talk about how he survived that marathon.
What are we going to learn today? Well, first of all, I do enjoy drinking coffee, and caffeine does help, even though I don't recommend it all the time, and especially the high concentration of cold brews that I thoroughly enjoy drinking. As far as surviving it, what's a regular work week? 40 hours a week? However, 40 hours of music a week is very taxing on the body and the mind because it's not just sitting in an office. I mean, you're in front of people and you have to have that positive energy. Well, at least I do, because I prefer for people to leave my shows a little happier than they were before they came, and if not much more.
Sure.
Anyway.
Did you find any overuse injuries or things like that? I mean, you played all kinds of different instruments, but even carrying the gear, I figured, would wreak havoc on one's back.
Nah, I was fine with that. I don't know. I've always done sports and tried to stay athletic. These past couple years, not as much, but I've always lifted weights, done jiu-jitsu, ran a bunch. So that was fine. I was actually happy to have something to lift when I wasn't, having a general exercise routine in the first place. Of course, my L4 and L5 are hugging and kissing each other a little bit, but
I bet.
that comes from a lot of years of exercising, and not to mention good piano posture will take its toll after a while, no matter how relaxed you are. It just will.
How many of those gigs do you think you sang on?
300, probably about 320, 30. Very few I don't sing on, and I enjoy that.
How did you make it through that? Because I mean, if I sing 3 in a row, I want some time off.
I understand, especially when you're doing 7, 8, 9 gigs a week. It does obviously take a toll. Your voice, that baby voice you might start out with is not the baby voice you end up with, for sure. And people ask, do you drink a certain kind of tea? What do you do to preserve? He's like, there's no way to preserve your voice. It's going to start going. The only way to preserve your voice is rest.
Right.
If you get injured, what's the best way? How do you keep doing athletics when you're hurt? You don't. You rest. However, that being said, when you have a gig and you can't rest, what do? You accept that your voice is changing, and there's 2 ways to go about this. As a pianist that plays electric pianos, we both know the transpose button. And it's not meant as a cheat so everything can be played in C. It's really meant to make sure your voice can still carry the melodies, at least the way you intend them to do so.
Without causing any permanent damage.
Yeah, without having to scream at the top of your lungs. And also, look, we're living in Memphis. Memphis has a lot of a wonderful history of rock and roll, blues, soul, not people singing at the highest pitch. So, if my voice gets on down here and everything like that, and I'm singing I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour.
Then you might pop down to Beale and make the most of it.
Well, the good point, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a good old low, soulful gospel. It might not be, where you started out with at the beginning of the week, but you have to have the flexibility to change. I know a lot of people are trying to sell a specific type of product, and I'm cool with that, and I understand that. I mean, when you order a Big Mac, you want the Big Mac, but when you're eating 7 a week, it's not going to taste the same by the end. So
right. So stay in shape, get plenty of rest, sing blues songs if you have to. That's Adam Levin, Memphis's Iron Man.